Well, good evening everybody and welcome to Lou's Colourful Crafts. I'm Louise Daniels. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK. I'm in a place called Retford in Nottinghamshire, and tonight I'm going to share some of our more gorgeous DSP designer series paper from Stampin' Up and just show you one or two ways of making some winter greeting cards, because I know we're all coming up to that word Christmas. But to be honest, I like making all sorts of cards, and I just thought this was an ideal opportunity to combine some paper. Now don't forget, if you are watching, to say hello, because I don't know who's out there otherwise, and otherwise it's a little bit lonely. So without further ado, the paper I'm going to share with us tonight, I'll just switch my camera, is called the Winter Meadows DSP. And as soon as I saw this, I thought, ooh, it's really pretty. Hi Mum. And it is got some beautiful colours in it. I'm trying to find the piece of card that tells me what colours are in it, but you can guess. It's just what it says, it's Winter Meadows, and rather than buying all of the dies and the stamps that went with it, I've just bought the paper. So I'll show you this side first. So you get a little spriggy, wintry type blueberry things. There are winter trees. There are holly berries, although they're quite muted tones, which I quite like. This is beautiful. This is blacks and greys with the deer. And then there are, oh, what else have we got? Oh, this one's lovely. So this one you could use as a really good scrapbook layout page. It's fantastic. And then the other one is a sort of Lost Lagoon pool party peacock, and then on the other side they're just wintry backgrounds, sort of watercolours, various plain wintry type shades. So I'll pop those away, and as I say, those are called the Winter Meadows DSP. Hi Elizabeth. Now first of all, I just wanted to start with a very simple card. So as always, it's a basic white. Now just one thing that I always assume, and you should never assume, tonight I'm using thick basic white DSP, and I have had a conversation recently with somebody that didn't realise we did such a thing. It's just, if you're going to use white card as your card base, it's better than our basic white, which is just that little bit more rigidity. So this piece is 10.5 by just shy of 15 centimetres folded in half, and I've got a piece of Lost Lagoon cardstock like so. And on the top I've taken this one, the hollyberry one, but I'm going to use it this side up, and just going to glue that literally onto there. Actually I won't, because I might give everybody a heart attack. I'm quite confident of doing this, but what we're going to do is I'm going to bring in the Dainty Delight stamps. I love these, and tonight I'm just going to use some of the smaller ones. Not quite sure how this is going to go, but we'll give it a go. Now my next query is, am I going to do it landscape or portrait? While I'm putting these on blocks, what do we reckon? Landscape or portrait? Up or down? Up or across? I don't know. I thought these stamps went very well with that paper. What's the code for the thick white? I will let you know later on, Jane, but it's very definitely worth having. They do thick white and thick vanilla. I will find out for you in a moment or three. Now, does anybody mind whether we're going to go portrait or landscape? What do we reckon? Portrait or landscape? Portrait. Okay, there we go, Mum. That's easy said. And this time I'm going to use just ordinary Memento black ink, and in fact actually I am going to use this one, the very tall one. I needed the bigger block, but I can make it work. Let me just grab one of these little blocks and just pop him on there at the top end. And I'm just going to, on the bigger stamps, I think I say this quite often, take your ink to your stamp rather than the other way around, because that way you get, there we go. And I'm just going to stamp straight onto the DSP. You can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to come back up this side here and I'm creating my own meadow effect down the bottom, and then I'm going to bring in the fourth one, and when you get a chance to make, I know that feeling, Jane. Headless chicken, I think. So all I've done literally is taken a piece of the DSP. I've used the stamps from the Dainty Delight, and I'm just stamping over the top. Now you could add a bit more interest, you could add another colour. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pop the lid on this black before I turn everything in sight, and I'm going to bring in the stamp from the Darling Details that just says happy birthday, and I'm going to try that on the Lost Lagoon, just in the middle there. There we go. And I'm also going to take out of this set, put that safe somewhere, I'm going to take out the little tiny flower. Oh, they're well and truly stuck, nice flowers, there we go. And I'm just going to add just a little different flower. I know it's completely different. I just wanted to add a little bit of something else in there, just added 3 little stamps. I'm going to grab my glue. I'm going to grab the piece of Lost Lagoon cardstock. I'm going to just literally glue this one down here. This is just a very simply stamped, just to show you that you don't have to have a lot of everything new. It does help, but you can make some lovely cards just by updating your DSP. And then as a final thing on this card, there we go, I'm going to, oops, slide it off. That's not what I'm going to do. Let's try again. Let's get that back where it's supposed to be. There we go. That's not straight now. There we go. Oh, I've used the gold glimmer, and the sticky one. The details for purchasing this are in, and I'm just going to add a couple of little gold dragonflies, and there we go. Oops, can't get him off, just a minute. There he goes. No, it's not playing ball, this one. Might be just one. And I think the big one's too big, but I might put the big one on the inside. What do we reckon? Oh, what I could do is I could decorate the inside by using some black. Here we go. That one. And this one. Like so. A little bit more down the bottom. A little bit more of this one down the bottom. A little bit less there. And then I'm going to pop my big dragonfly. I'm not, because I'm just trying to, he won't peel tonight. Come on. Why? Well, this is definitely the sticky stuff. I've just punched him out. Oh, infuriating when you can't get your sticky stuff to unpick. Oh. Come on. Even the take a bit won't have it. I might have to resort to using my glue, which is a bit crazy because it's supposed to be self-adhesive. It's gonna go. There. Got it. Got the blighter. I wasn't dreaming it. There we go. and I'm going to pop that one just in there. So I've decorated the inside and the outside of my card. Fairly simple, a little bit different, just using the backs of one of the Winter Meadow cards. Now, the next thing I did was, like I did the other week, I went rooting around in my dies, and I came across these, which are the Aspen tree dies. Now, they came out of the last annual catalogue. I don't like the big robin, I never have, but there is the most beautiful die that does what it says. There's a beautiful leaf and this tree die. Now, you won't be able to see really what happens with it until I show you what I've created. So, without further ado, I've got yet another ordinary basic white card. Something in my eye tonight, and it isn't my eyeball. I've taken another piece of this one out now. Oh, this was my query. Do we want a blue or a green? Blue or green behind the trees? Please. Blue or green? Somebody can let me know which they prefer while I clean my stamps. Blue or green? Blue. Anybody else out there? Am I talking to myself? Blue. Right, we're going with blue. So, oh, green. I think I'm going to go with blue, Mum. So I'll do a green one another day. All I'm going to do is I've cut, the card is 10.5 by 15 and a piece of DSP 10 by 14.4, and I'm just going to pop that on the top like so, making sure it's as central as I possibly can be. And then I've cut the die. That is the Aspen tree. I've actually popped it through one of the embossing folders as well. You could, for ease, pop it on the adhesive strips, but these are quite biggish areas to add glue. You just need to be careful when you're gluing things like this that you don't squeeze your glue too hard, because otherwise it will go absolutely tiddly squat everywhere. Just try and make sure you get glue on all the little elements like so. It is definitely a skill. You learn how much pressure to add to these tombos to make them go where you want rather than where it thinks it ought to be. There we go, a little bit more. I think that's more or less everywhere covered. And just for a really simple card, a little bit more complicated in that you'd need to have a die cutter, and you'd need to be able to cut this out. But for sheer simplicity of card, I thought that was really, really pretty. There we go. There we go. And then I've just taken a piece of, well, I was going to use that, but I'm not actually. I've got a tiny little white oval, and I'm going to, hopefully this will fit. Oh, my nose is itching. There we go. I'm going to just bring that out of here and pop it on there. It says just a note. Again, I'm going to use the basic black like so, and I'm just going to add, always check, just pop him in there. It just says just a note like so, and I've got a little tiny bit of the white sparkly ribbon. It's a bit like gossamer, bit of double-sided tape down on there, just across there. Pick that off with your take a pick, really useful for getting up double-sided sticky what's it. Bring in my little bit of ribbon, glimmer side up, use your grid to try and make sure this goes on straight like so. A little bit of frost at the bottom of your trees, and then if I had any, and I can't see any because I've been crafting today. Let me just grab my bag looking for some dimensionals. 1 second, there's some. I'm just going to pop dimensional on there, and there we go, another little wintry Christmas, no not Christmas, wintry greetings card, which I hope you enjoy. So that one just says, just a note, I hope you can see that sparkles, and then I'm going to bring in my Winker Stella and just add a little bit of sparkle to the landscape, because Christmas isn't the only thing that can have sparkle, and I love adding sparkle. It's really effective, the Winker Stellas. If you haven't got one, you really do need it. And I've just added a little bit of sparkle, just a note, it could be a thank you card, whatever. Now, as I say, within the Aspen trees there are the Aspen leaves, which I think are beautiful. There is also the Dainty Delight dies, which if you remember me using them, are very floral. So what I've done is I've got an ordinary white card base, 10.5 by 15, you'll be saying it in your sleep soon, a piece of Lost Lagoon, which I am just going to, thank you, just a bit different, and I love that die, and if you haven't got one, certainly worth using. I want to play with it with a black and white monochrome card. There we go, and that's Lost Lagoon. And then I've got a piece of, have got the green one, Mum, but I'm using it the other way up. I'm using the side that's more watercolory based. Don't want any trees on this one. Just going like this. So I've created 3 layers, and then I've used one of the punches to create something to put a sentiment on. So we're going to have, oh, I don't know what we're going to have. I think we're going to have just thank you from this here. Where is it? Just thank you. Just a little tiny thank you from here. And again, I'm going to, no, I think on this one we'll try it and we'll see what happens. Has that worked? I'm going to pop it towards the top and you'll see why in a moment. So I've got thank you on my little block, which is getting very green. It's a very juicy ink pad. And what I've done, I'll lay them out so you can see them. I've used the silver glimmer and I've cut out the leaves and various pieces from the, oh, gonna sticky, Darling Details, no, not Darling Details, other one, Dainty Delight flowers. Now the leaves are from the Aspen, and I don't know whether you can see that if I wiggle it, they are also embossed. And my idea was that I am going to lay that on about there. I've also got a little bit of Lost Lagoon ribbon, which I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to stick some Lost Lagoon, well, I don't know, we'll have a see. The idea is, I don't know whether I need the ribbon or not. Let me see. Oh yes, I think we'll have some ribbon. Right, we'll have some ribbon. I'll just show you how I do my ribbons. So I put plenty of glue on the back because I'm going to stick other things to it as well. And I'm going to have some little tails that come out this way with a loop to the right towards the left of my card, probably because I'm left-handed. But before I stick it down, I just want to make sure that they're not too long. So I'm just going to snip that way and that way. Makes it a bit, oops, a bit like a rosette. And I'm going to hold that there, and I'm going to bring this round a bit fiddly diddly. There we go. But I don't want to stick it down quite yet, because it will in a minute. But before I do that, I want to peel off some of this silver, like so. I need to make sure I've taken out all the bits that should be taken out, like so. And I'm just going to, oops, build up some sparkle onto this card. And as I say, these are the Dainty Delight dies that I think are truly pretty, beautiful, and I didn't think they were just for spring cards. And the beauty of this is that you can stick it and fiddle. There we go, that's where I want it. And then I'm going to bring in one of these leaves, like so. There's another one that's not going to, oh no, that one's peeled. And just start adding up some layers. Just all the sort of hedgerowy things you might see. I've got a Lost Lagoon piece here, which I think I'm going to, oh, I'm not sure whether I'm going to use it or not. We'll have a play, we'll keep playing, we'll keep adding. There's another one of these. Oh, there we go. Let's make this one even taller. Out there, like so. I want one of the big leaves here, but I'm also going to add some dimensionals to the back of that. The only thing with the sticky stuff, the little bits get absolutely everywhere. Like so. And then you see you can, I am going to use a little bit of this with some glue on. I'm just going to snip him across there. And I'm going to add it at the bottom of the card, under that leaf, like so. Down there. Don't think I need that big one. And I'm just going to add one more little leaf, up, down, under this one. You get the idea. And we've there got another little winter greetings card. I've got a piece somewhere of the DSP here, which I thought I would glue on the inside, just to add a bit of interest, part way up, like so. And then I've got one more of the bigger leaves, just to add, because you can't really see these, but these are beautifully embossed as well as being very sparkly. And pop a leaf over there because I love leaves. And I'm just going to bring in, I've got some, they are actually retired sparkles. Oh no, they're not, these ones aren't. These I thought were ideal because they're sort of frosted. There we go. And I hope you like what I've tried to do tonight. I'm going to put 5 on, just to show you this beautiful DSP, and that we don't have to just make Christmas cards at this time of year. So I'll tidy all my bits out of the way, and Thank you, Elizabeth. I was feeling quite creative when I made this. I think I've had enough for Christmas. That's part of the problem. Let me just bring that one down. So we've got that one. We've got that one. And we've got that one. And they're all using the Winter Meadow DSP. And either the Dainty Delight, the Darling Details, or the Aspen die cuts. So I do hope you've enjoyed that tonight. Thanks ever so much for watching. Really enjoyed sharing this with you. I'll come back and say hello. As always, there are a few links in the comments to the products that I've used. I'll add the thick cardstock number as well, Jane, for you. And just hope that you've really enjoyed watching what I've done this evening. I'm sure it's easy to get caught up in Christmas. This was just really to show you this paper is only available until Christmas, so you haven't had any and you think, oh, I'd like to have a go at those, do get in touch, because I'm quite happy to split some paper with people. If you don't want a whole pack, just let me know. And hopefully you've enjoyed watching what I'm doing tonight. I've got a couple more workshops coming up next week, so if you do know anybody with small children who lives in and around Retford, why not bring them along to Halloween Crafts with Caroline and I next Thursday. And otherwise, alternatively, Thursday evening we've got a grown-up class. We're making the birthday organiser. If you do know anybody that would be interested in coming along to that, just get in touch. Otherwise, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye!